I broke my foot actually the day of one of my performances, and they gave me a shot of cortisone and told me to go on stage. So I danced on a broken foot for about another 3 months before actually having the foot looked at and realizing that one of the bones had broke and started to heal incorrectly. So they had to break the bone and give me another shot of cortisone so that I can continue dancing.
It often turns out into people, getting frowned upon or criticized or even told it's not okay if they want to miss a class, or if they want to take it easy in a class, or they want to sit certain things out because they're in pain. That even that is not considered acceptable in many studios and by many dancers.
Still, even up until my move, it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to New York, I'm going to dance, I'm going to do this. So, and then I got hurt a lot, and so after the surgery, had scarred to the point that my ankle wouldn't bend, which then meant my knee wouldn't bend. So went through a bunch of work with the doctors with whom I'd had surgery, physical therapy. This was the summer before my senior year of college. So I went back to school, danced on a straight leg for 8 months. I was told I could, and I did, and it was very difficult. Not only was it painful physically, it was a challenge, especially where it was my senior year. I did have to limit myself somewhat in terms of the shows I participated in and in terms of what I could do in classes. But I made it through.
For most dancers, we're too afraid to say how bad we are hurting because we're easily replaced and we can lose our job. So most of us will pop a pain pill or go get a shot of steroid or cortisone and go on stage and act like nothing's wrong. But then when we get home, we're icing in an ice bath, Epsom salt baths, taking as many pills as you can to get through the next day, and then going back in the studio and pretending that nothing's wrong when you're actually hurting your body more and more each day. But it's just, that's the dancer way.
So I stepped in to be lifted. I stepped in, and then I just heard some sort of cracking noise. I don't even know what it was. So I just heard something. And I'm in the air being lifted with a billion smile, and in my head I was like, oh my God, I don't even know what happened. It freaking hurts. I don't know what to do. In the air. But I'm completely smiling because I can't stop the show,
As you said, the show must go on, and so to some extent it's mind over matter, and to some extent your sort of biology or physiology and brain take over, and you just almost suppress the pain physically as well as mentally to get through.
So the first part ended, the duet adagio, and I went off stage. I was panicking, and then my teacher was she was also panicking, but she had to make a decision. But somehow, I thought I can do it, even though it was so painful and kind of swollen. I was like, I'm gonna do it. I don't even know why that happened, but I was like, I'm gonna do it. And somehow I got through. But the next day, I could not walk. I had to go to the hospital right away.
But there are plenty of companies who are keeping PT staff, wellness staff on site, and that alone is huge. Having artistic directors who are open to that, I think, is a sign that it is changing, and they want healthy dancers. They want dancers who are going to be able to not just push through pain, but not get hurt, and to be able to dance strong, dance healthy.
That's also it's going to be another stress for my director to think about, losing one dancer since we are such a small company. So he wanted me to take this program off and fully get better and then be ready for the next productions.
Does that cause pain?
Right now it doesn't.
Okay. First position. Then we play that. And run away. So this pain is episodic, huh? It occurs occasionally, and that's fine, and then suddenly you get a pain?
Yeah.
a lot of times dancers have to stop dancing, unfortunately, but it's, at least for the short term, we encourage people to stop dancing, really recover their body, get to a place where they feel healthy, they feel good, and some people are able to go back to dance, some people aren't.
The longer you sit there, the further away recovery feels. But it's also good. I mean, watching dancers in class, you can learn just as much from that as actually participating. But of course, in the moment, all you want to do is get back.
I don't know if you know about how much you know about the surgery or how much you want to know, but you know, it's the first time I did it. I feel like it took me almost 2 years to really feel good again. And there are some things that never feel the same. You know, it's arthroscopic, but they replace the ACL, sometimes with one of your own ligaments or with an Achilles tendon from a donor, which is what I have in both of my knees now, and there are screws involved. Like yeah, it's pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, what results in people dancing through the pain most of the time is that the injuries get worse. And so rather than having a chance to heal, they get worse and worse. And then when people actually can't dance, they tend to be out for longer periods of time.
Okay. Well, what would you say about...
We have to get you to see the ultrasound. That's the next step.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been wasting time here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll try to get that done as soon as we can.
Okay.
Recovery for a sprain or an injury with a dancer usually takes less time than anyone else to just get back to walking, normal motion, because dancers are usually very determined to get their bodies where they need them to be. But on the other hand, for dancers, it's very difficult to get back to full range of motion because we have such wide range in our bodies.
We use our body to create the art form. So even though, yes, dance in general is an art form, however, what we do is very physical. We think about from like top of my head to like top of my toe, top of my fingers. Like this entire thing is art.
Truth is, for most dancers, they know that is exactly what they're doing, which is creating magic. They recognize that the stage can be a magical place. They can make it a magical place.
Stuff like that happen. Like someone like got hurt and like literally like scream on stage, and like then audience will see the normal human being. Like they are not dancers at that point. They're like you know, or like I don't know, crawling the stage of like I don't know, but I can't even think about the situation.